What is going on, my friends? Hank here, and today we are going to do a little Inglorious Basterds inspired figure paint tutorial for no particular reason at all. This figure is a little kit bash creation I've whipped up using the body of a D-Day miniatures figure, the head of an Alpine figure, and a liberated Car 98 from a Tamiya kit. We'll give them our best Aldo the Apache style fit today. Should be fun. We'll start out, as always, with a nice coat of primer to give us a base to work up from. We're priming with some Dunkelgrau today, as I want to leave his pants in this nice deep gray rather than the black. We'll start with our head work. You guys know the drill at this point. We're using my Faces Made Easy technique. First step is a base coat of flat flesh all over our exposed skin. For our first pass at his hair, let's use some of this beige brown. And then for a second pass at the hair, let's come back in with some of this darker chocolate brown. It's okay if you don't get complete coverage on this second coat, it'll add a little variation to the hair color. Just try to avoid any big blotches in one color or the other. Okay, doing some very careful work here. Let's pencil in that iconic Aldo mustache. These coffees this morning are coming back to haunt me now. But there we go, that works. Now, using the eye color of your choice, we can dot in two little spots to create an eye line for our figure. And we ought to give him some brows while we're at it. For the final touch of our Faces Made Easy technique, let's apply a thin wash of this red rust to give a little color and vibrance to his face. We just want a bit of this to flow into the recesses and details of the face sculpt, and the rest we can remove with a clean brush from the raised portions of his face, like his cheekbones, forehead, nose, etc. And then we'll repeat this same skin tone process for his hands as well. With all of our flesh work done, let's move on to our body. We'll start with this first coat he's wearing. It appears that our figure's got two coats layered here. The inner coat we're going to paint up in this nice German camo medium brown. Now, obviously this isn't specifically an Aldo Raine figure, so the likeness isn't 100%, but we'll draw inspiration from the color palette and the general costuming. Lieutenant Raine wears this nice blue scarf for a decent bit of the film, so we'll paint that in with some of this faded PRU blue. This is quite a bit lighter than the scarf in the film, but I'm trying to push the contrast a bit here and make this accessory pop down at 1/35th scale. Okay, onto our outer jacket. Aldo wears this great pea coat in the middle of the movie, so we're going to paint our figure's outer jacket up in this lovely, rich, glossy sea blue. For the stock of our Car 98K, let's block this in with some tan earth. And then we'll come back and detail in the metal bits with some flat black. And while we have our flat black loaded up, let's hit those boots as well. Using some white aluminum, let's detail in the zipper on his inner jacket to give a little pop there. And then for his Bowie knife sheath, let's hit that with some red leather. I lifted this piece from a mini art Native American figure set that I had on hand. Works perfectly. We'll use that same red leather for the Car 98 sling as well. Using some of that same white aluminum from before, let's dry brush a bit over the metal components of the rifle to accentuate those. And for a final touch, let's hit his cigarette and the tang of his knife with some insignia white. With our painting work complete, let's go ahead and spray our figure with a coat of gloss varnish to prep for a bit of weathering. Simple weathering work today. We're going to apply a sludge coat of Flory Dark Dirt clay-based wash all over our figure. And then using some tap water and a clean brush, we're going to help that flow into all the recesses of our sculpt, removing any excess from the raised, flat portions of the figure to help accentuate the details and create some artificial shadow. When we're satisfied with our weathering work and that has dried completely, let's spray our figure with a coat of matte varnish to wrap things up. And with that, we've got ourselves a nice little Inglorious Basterds Aldo the Apache inspired figure to add to our collection to do one thing and one thing only. You guys know the rest. Thanks for tuning in, friends. Stay safe out there, and until next time, be well, happy building. Cheers.